Hello, word nerds! Happy Sunday, and welcome to our super last minute February write-in. Today was supposed to be our big game night, but the internet is out to get us, so we're just going to do a write-in, subtitled Technical Difficulties, and hope for the best. And with a little luck, we'll get a little work done that we weren't planning on. So that's kind of where we're at. Just bear with us. We're going to get through it. So what are you guys working on today in the 2 minutes notice you've had that you're going to be working on something? Desiree?
I am probably going to be working on my novel that I'm almost done with, but I haven't even looked at since school started. Like, I don't know how to write anymore, guys. Like, this is going to be interesting. So
one word at a time. That's all you can do. And Megan?
I'm going to be hopefully keeping this baby happy. And I've got a new project that I'm supposed to be working on 2 new chapters for. That was like the goal that I set in writing group last week. So I guess I should start that. Feeling a little like Desiree, where it's been so long since I've started a new project that do I even know how to write a book anymore? We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll be on Pinterest for half of it. Who knows? What a night.
Okay. Anything we get done tonight, we're calling it a win. So all good. I am going to be working on a chapter that I was going to have to frantically write after this. So I'm feeling pretty good about the extra writing time. So.
If you've never joined us for write-in before, welcome. We do these once a month. Originally, this was going to be next week's chat, but the internet was out to get half of us, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to set an amount of time, and then we all write for that set amount of time. It's generally 20 minutes for us. And then we check in at the end, share our word counts, generally cheer each other on. You're welcome to ask any bookish or writing-related questions in the discussion section, and we will try to answer them on air. We also provide prompts if you would like one. You don't have to use them. Tonight, since it's February and it's the month of Valentine's/Galentine's/Palentine's, we're going to do relationship-themed prompts. So we'll start our first sprint at the 45. It'll last 20 minutes, and I'll give you the prompt when we're a little closer. It's kind of awkward timing because the clock shifted to the 40 right as I was talking. So let us know what you're working on in the discussion section. We've got Wordsfall trying to pick which book to work on, and Griswold is going to transcribe handwritten notes into Google Docs. Starlight Sapphire has been working on an assignment for school. Yeah.
Good stuff all around. Anything else new and exciting with you guys?
I finally finished a book this year. It's taken me so long. Now I'm working on Sawkill Girls, which is our book club for this month.
I've been slowly working on that one. I've been reading it in bits and pieces because I'm not a huge horror person, and I feel like if I fully immerse myself in it, I won't want to keep going. But it's been really good.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I feel like it's 100% going to be up my alley. I just have to find an hour and just sit down and read it.
Yeah. I actually binged through the first book I've read in a weekend in a really long time this weekend, but it was a nonfiction about video game development, and it was so cool. Although that industry is terrifying. The amount of crunch time people are expected to do to get games out is just nuts.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want to do, after I get my degree in animation games. So
I would love to get into that industry, but I'm just thinking maybe not the big publishers that are putting out AAA titles and expecting just to make as much money as possible.
Yeah. That's my animation class, my professor gives us assignments on really tight deadlines. I guess he's when you work in the industry, this is what it's going to be like. So that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I've heard a bit about that in TV animation, where you're doing stuff on a super tight schedule because you're putting out however many episodes a season, and you have a week at a time to get stuff done.
I was listening to the Good Place podcast, and this was a few podcast episodes ago, but they had the special effects guy on, and he was talking about like all of the frame work he does. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So mad.
He's okay.
Yeah, and he was talking about how they'll just be like, okay, so you're going to do this thing. It's going to take you like 7 days to do, but we need it in 3.
Mm.
Oh. Let's see.
Lots of comments today.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you
so
for
glad
doing
everybody showed up for this, whatever this is going to be.
The title of the chat is Just Kidding, It's a Write-In, which, what a great
Seems fitting.
summary for today. So our first prompt for the night is going to be a friendship. Introduce your character to a new friend. Again, since it's Valentine/Galentine/Palantines, all of the prompts are relationship themed. You don't have to use them. It's just if you want something to kind of give you a direction to go. And our first sprint of the evening is in 1 minute, and it's going to go for 20 minutes. So it'll go until 5 after the hour. And if I talk enough about word sprints, maybe we'll hit the time. Again, feel free to ask any bookish or writing related questions, and we will try to answer them in between sprints.
There's still 30 seconds. You tried so hard.
Dang it. This child can just yell at you for 30 seconds.
Motivation always works.
He'll go down for a nap during this sprint. So, and with that, it's time. So I will put all of the sprint information in the discussion section in like 2.5 minutes. We will see you at 5 after the hour, and good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Again, that prompt. Again, that prompt is friendship. Second time. How did it go for everyone?
6:20.
Nice.
Well, my laptop turned on, so I figured out the bonus.
Well done.
Progress.
And hello.
Hello.
I got like 324, but I had to remember what my story was about. I had to go back and read and get used to writing again.
Nice. I got 254. And I think my kid is asleep. Thank you for your patience as he screamed at us repeatedly at the beginning.
He just wanted to be part of the live stream too.
Yeah. He was like, Mom, you forgot my notebook.
Lots of great word counts in the chat.
Yeah.
200, 785. Very nice.
Dang.
111, 80, 153. Oh, getting stuff done.
Yeah. Progress. I started a whole new idea, which is just the weirdest, but I'm excited.
Jealous.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I already showed this off in writing group, but I love this notebook so much that I'm going to show it off here too. So I like bragged about this notebook a while ago, but I decided I was going to do my new story in here and opened it up and realized there's like illustrations inside of it on the pages.
That's cool.
And some of them
Gorgeous.
are in color. It's got like the little foxes on the inside too.
Oh, it's so cute.
I love it so much. Just one more.
Is that the one you did a video on?
Yeah,
That's so cute.
it's so cute. Oh, I love it so much.
Makes me wish I was braver to actually use all my notebooks.
I know.
Then I'm just gonna hoard them.
I have so many unused notebooks, and they all need to like have the perfect purpose. Otherwise, I can't like get them.
Or worse
marked up.
are the ones that I think I had the perfect purpose for, and I did like 2 pages in, and then the idea died, and now the notebook is just
all the
I don't know.
time.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yes, and that's why I'm paranoid now, because I'm like, what if I use 2 pages of it and then ruin it forever?
Yep.
That's why I have a whole bunch of unused notebooks.
Yeah.
The blank notebook fear.
We had a couple questions before we got started. Wordsfall asked, how do you pick what story to write?
How did you pick, Megan?
This one was the one I was the most excited by. It's very, very different from a lot of the things that I've written. Like, it's still dark and everyone is still terrible, but it like takes place in the real world, and it's got all these like monsters that I get to make up. And so even though I'm also like very much excited to write the other idea that I had, which is kind of like an American The Mummy sort of story, this one felt more exciting to me right now. And I figured I could write the first few chapters, and if it dies out, I can switch to the other, but I don't think it will. And I don't know if that's very helpful, but this one seemed more challenging and fun.
I am the same way. It has to be the one I'm most excited about, because I know I'm going to be like rereading it over and over and over. So I have to be like borderline obsessed with it, like close to dreaming about it and stuff in order to start it.
I did dream about this one, and that was how I was like, this is it.
It's time to write it. You know, that means it's time.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like there's always, for me, there has to be a component of something about it that scares me a little bit. Like something that I'm like, can I pull that off? Because then I know that like I have to try. And if there's not that scary thing, I'll get bored. Like I already know I will.
There just has to be like an element that I guess Susan Dennard calls it like the cookies or whatever, like your favorite parts of it and stuff you can revisit again and again and never get sick of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had another question from Sabra. Do you guys have any tips on editing and revising?
Oh, so many. We could do a whole chat on that. I think we have. Use Susan Dennard's plot out or editing outline because it saved my sanity.
I'm gonna get that link
many
for you.
times.
That is how I learned how to revise.
Same, me too. Yeah, and I use her plot outline and I tweak it so that it works best for me. Like her strategy of, I think she does multiple passes when she's editing. So she goes through once for setting and once for character and once for pacing. But that actually ends up driving me a little bit crazy. So I've just tweaked it so I'm going through chapter by chapter rather than pass by pass. So like taking how she lays it out and changing it to work for you, I think is like the best thing you can do, because it's really overwhelming when you first look at diving into something and she gives you a roadmap pretty much. So
yeah, that's the thing I love about it is Susan is first and foremost a scientist, and like that's what she has multiple degrees in is like marine biology, I want to say it is, and so she splits it up like a science and is like, this is what you have to do step by step. And like, as much as someone can hold your hand through revisions, she does.
Yeah, she does. It's so vital for me because like I am not an analytical personality. Like I'm confused and messy at the best of times. And so to have someone that has that analytical mind is like, here are the steps, A, B, C, we break it down and those are the steps within A, B, C. And I'm just like, oh good, I'm glad you've organized my brain for me because I don't know how to do it. Like
I'm like the flip where like I do very much operate in like an organized brain way, and I like that she organized it for me.
Yeah, it's really, it shines a light in something that feels really overwhelming and confusing.
For sure.
Can you guys hear whining and crying in the background of my? No, okay, good. He doesn't want to eat dinner, I guess. So he's mad.
That was my kid like 20 minutes ago.
Nice.
We had a question. What's a few? Yeah. What's a few movies based on books that you want to see?
Right now, I'm all about The Sun Is Also a Star.
Yes, I was about to say that. It looks so good. Was that
I saw the trailer and I was freaking out.
Yes.
I'm really, this is not for like a million years into the future, but I'm really excited for the Grishaverse Lee Bardugo TV series.
Yes.
When it actually comes out. Like that's the sole reason I'm not like, I was like, I'm gonna cancel my Netflix subscription and like probably sign up for something else, because like a couple of other streaming services has like Neil Gaiman and stuff, like Good Omens and stuff, which I really want to watch. But then they're like, Grishaverse is coming, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Just kidding, I'll be on Netflix forever.
Yeah, forever.
They dropped the new trailer, or the trailer for the new Pet Sematary movie, and my like horror loving heart is very.
I forgot they're making a remake of that.
It looks so creepy.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to see it, and it will scare me so much.
It looks so scary. They've like changed it.
That book was terrifying.
Yeah, I know. The only big change I noticed so far from the book to the movie is that in the book, I think they have like 2 kids and the toddler dies. But in this one, I don't know if there's 2 kids, but it's an older daughter who dies. But
what? I thought the wife died.
I don't know.
I'm real confused.
Someone dies, and I don't think it was the daughter.
Weird. Huh. Okay. So I'm very confused now.
Anyway.
Maybe you're right though. Like that sounds familiar too. Or that was another Stephen King book. I don't know. He kills off a lot of people.
I know Bag of Bones. My wife was dead. I don't know. He's written like a million books. Yeah, they've probably all died.
Yeah, right. I don't. It's very confusing. I think you might be right though, because I remember something about a little kid running towards the highway and me being really, really horrified in that scene.
Yeah, because that's like the premise is the kid dies, and so he buries it in the pet cemetery to see if it will come back to life, and it does. And everything goes awful.
Yeah.
The commercial.
How do I remember the wife then?
All right, we have like 3 seconds before the 15, and we should probably just start.
The prompt for this one, if you so desire, a prompt is introduce your character to a new enemy. Again, the prompts are all Valentine/Galentine/Palantine themed, aka relationships. And the sprint will go for 20 minutes, so until the 35. Best of luck, and I will put all that info in the discussion as well. time. Lost Desiree. She was here like 2 seconds ago when I looked up.
She knew it was time and she was like, okay, I'm out.
No more.
You cannot make me.
I definitely got a little distracted on that one. I think I got a couple hundred words, but I don't know.
My stupid phone fell off the books I propped it up on, so I was like, trying to wrangle that for a good amount of time.
I also got distracted by Erin's window because the snow is so pretty.
Yes.
Oh, you can see it from there. Oh my gosh.
When you
only
walked off, it focused on the window.
Oh, really? It's like some good backgrounds there.
Yeah.
It's super pretty.
It's crazy. We're so not used to snow here. We're complete wimps. So like I'm so over dramatic. I was like, oh my God, it's a blizzard. It's like that movie with Liam Neeson and those wolves. Like no one wants to go outside right now.
Yeah, I can relate because it was like 30 degrees here, which is 0 in Canada. Once this week it was that cold.
That sounds nice. Oh my gosh. Like it just shows you how bad we all are here in Victoria when it snows because everyone's like, cancel everything. And then there was a writer that was coming over from Vancouver to meet with like a whole bunch of other of us writers, and we were all like looking outside and we're like, let's rebook. None of us want to go outside. I mean, you can barely get writers out on a nice day, so it's not surprising.
Yeah. During the sprint, I feel like a thing that I always butt up against during first chapters is that I feel like nothing is happening because like very rarely do things actually happen in first chapters anyway. So then I'm like, what am I even doing?
It's true.
So I took a break this time and hand wrote some like plot points to see if I can do something to make it feel like I'm doing more, or if I need it's a first chapter and I need to just move into the actual meat of the story.
That's often where because I start at the wrong place and then usually too early, and then I'm like, oh, the story doesn't start for like another 2 chapters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do that almost every time I start a story, to be honest. I love that. Like I have to write a romance scene next, so I'm just like in all caps, and then they kissed because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later I'll magically be able to write romance scenes.
Maybe. My last book that I wrote didn't have any romance, and so now it's like maybe none of my books will have romance ever because that was really nice.
I like there to be tension and then at some point romance between the characters, but like when I'm actually writing it, I'm like, oh no, this is so much work.
Oh no, what have I done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I want to just like look back and be like, oh wow, somewhere in between draft 4 and 5, someone included romance. It wasn't me.
How mysterious.
Yeah. Be like, wow, Kyra showed up in my inbox and added a romance.
There you go. Yeah. You just need a co-author that knows how the heck to write.
Yeah.
All the kissy scenes. Wow.
I'm like, wow, let me add an axe into this. Is this sexual tension?
What if they just look at each other a lot? Is that fine?
Is saying mean things sexual tension?
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how you flirt, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had a question about anxiety. This person asked, so I realize everyone experiences anxiety attacks a little differently, and I know this isn't something that you necessarily want to think about, but how do you guys experience anxiety for a character they're writing?
Like, how do we personally, or how do we?
Personally, yeah.
Oh. I have I'm not going to go into it. I get what's called partial panic attacks. You can look it up. But that's what I use for my characters because that's what I am very familiar with. So
yeah, I get it's different for everyone. For me, I get very like fixated on certain things, and like I know I should move past this one thing, but I can't, and it starts like spiraling from there. And I can always tell when it's like anxiety versus just like a normal concern, because for me, I get this like twisty feeling in my chest, and that's like a terrible way of describing it probably, but it like literally feels like my heart is like pushing backwards and turning, and I'm like, oh, this
I get that.
Yeah. When I do that, actually that's a pretty good description, because that is the start of it for me too. And like sometimes if it's just like general anxiety, I'm like, okay, I know exactly where this is coming from. It's stemming from like this one particular thing. Like I am a very anxious person if I'm like flying or I have to go somewhere and I know that I'm going to get lost or something like that. Like I'm just generally a buzzy, anxious person. But yeah, like what you're describing about the physical symptoms of a panic attack, because my partial panic attacks literally come out of nowhere. Like I'll be lying there and being like, ooh, I like McDonald's or something. It'll be like, bam, right? So it's not coming from anywhere. It's just like a physical thing my body does. And I think when you're writing anxiety, it's good to know exactly what's going on with your character so that you know if it is, like if you have panic disorder, it's not necessarily triggered by something. And then that can be quite frustrating because people are like, what are you panicking about? And it's like asking someone, what are you having the stomach flu over? Nothing. You're just sick. Like it happens. So just deciding what your character, like what they're going to be like essentially, and then knowing how to describe that is important.
For sure. If I missed your question, please feel free to re-ask it in the discussion section. I did not skip it, just sometimes there's a lot of discussion going on and I miss things. Let's do our final sprint of the night at the 45, so in 2 minutes.
Excellent.
We have one final prompt for the evening. Again, you don't have to use the prompts, but they're there if you would like one. They are Val/Gal/Palantines themed. And so this one is going to be introduce your character to a new love interest. We had a question from N. Griswold. Have any of you ever used a smart pen that automatically saves a digital copy of your handwritten note to Evernote, Google Docs, Dropbox, etc.?
No, but they sound really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not know that was a thing. So that's like kind of magical sounding.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, I know. You asked as a follow-up, like, or a notebook designed for users to take photos of the pages to save a digital copy, which is what Evernote is, I'm pretty sure. And I've used that a little bit, and I know former WordNerd Kaylin uses Evernote a lot and highly recommends it.
Yeah. For me, the tool that does something similar is I have my iPad and my Apple Pencil. So I'm like working within notebooks, but can move stuff around and edit stuff more easily than I can in notebooks. And as much as I love notebooks and writing things by hand, it makes way more sense with how my brain works. Because once something doesn't look perfect, I just want to scrap the whole thing. So at least with this, I can backtrack a little bit.
Yeah. You just need pretty notebook pages on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Or iPad. Drop your smart pen, Rex, if you have any experience with them in the discussion section so that we can hopefully get better tips up in there since we don't have very much experience with it. And with that, it's time to write. This is our final sprint of the evening, so let's write all we can. We will check back in at 5 after the hour. And again, that last prompt is introduce your character to a new love interest. Good luck. time. How did it go for everyone?
Pretty good. I got 486, but my brain is mush. I'm very tired.
I don't even know. So I wrote things.
I didn't even get to the kiss yet, so that tells you how the romance scene is going.
Megan is muted, and I don't know if she's talking to us or someone else.
I am muted. I don't see any more questions. So if I missed your writing or bookish related question, please re-ask it. But do it soon because we're probably going to be wrapping this up. Let's see. Again, reminder, in 2 weeks now, so not this coming Sunday, but the one after that, it's going to be our book club, and we are talking about Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's probably this, maybe aside from The Call, probably one of the spookiest books we've read on our channel. I haven't finished it yet. Do you think it's spookier than The Call, Erin?
Probably. Well, I don't know. It's a toss-up. They're both really good and really creepy.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yeah. There is a romance in it. I mean, I think it's fair. It's more romantic than The Call.
I mean, most books are more romantic than The Call.
That's true.
Isn't there kind of a romance in The Call?
Well,
A
sort of.
tiny one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more romance in Sawkill Girls. And I love it. So good. Somebody is very noisily scraping the sidewalks out there. Oh my god, it's still snowing so much.
We had a question from the Bird of Inferno. We had Saber asked, did you answer my question about editing and revisions? Which, yes, we did. The biggest recommendation was look at Susan Dennard's, and I dropped a link up above on it. The Bird of Inferno asked, tips for burnout. Got it bad right now.
Take a break.
Breaks are always good.
Yeah. Like, if you're stuck on it, just let yourself be okay with some time off. You'll get farther faster as a result. It just won't feel like it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm getting burned out, I not only take a break, but I'll do something completely different, like unrelated to writing. Reading is always great, sort of restocks your creativity.
Like Kelly, I've been playing a lot of video games lately, and that's been very helpful for just like zoning and replenishing creative wells.
Yeah, just a different kind of storytelling, so it stretches your brain in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly love the movies, going to the movies for that, because it's not even just like, it's switching gears, and then it's also something relaxing and fun, and it's like an experience. Like, take all your snack foods with you.
Yeah, there's food.
And then it's so good. There's food. But then, of course, it's also another form of storytelling, and you just get to have a story told to you rather than trying to stretch your brain out.
For sure.
That's
what's better about movies. Like, I find I watch way more TV, which is so much more of a commitment than a movie.
It's true. I don't know. I just love the experience of going to the movies, like the big screen and the popcorn is like, you can't get popcorn like that anywhere else. So yummy.
So true. I think we're good for the night.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun, and I think we all did a little more than we would have otherwise. We'll be back next week for what we were planning on doing this week, which is going to be, I forgot what it's called. Someone jump in.
Burn, rewrite, reread.
So we will be playing a little game that I think is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super, super looking forward to it. And of course, we are going to have videos all this next week on our usual Monday through Saturday schedule. So don't forget to tune in for all of that, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.